Thanksgiving is one of those holidays where often your best laid plans do not go as planned. And my Thanksgiving was no exception. It was the mid 90s, I was in my 20s, and my big grand plan was to go visit my two best high school friends, Chuck and Jason, in Telluride, Colorado. I had to drive all the way from Oregon. It was a 15-hour drive to get there. We hadn't seen each other years. When I got out of my car, I was so glad to see them, but I also really needed a beer. Chuck and Jason were of a similar mind. He said, let's go out to my favorite beer garden bar here in Telluride called Limegruber's. I hadn't been there before. I've been to a lot of German beer gardens before. This was next level. All the waiters were in lederhosen and suspenders and alpine hats, and there's pretzels, and there's Schnitzendruben, and there's clogs on all the waiters, and there's a German polka band in the corner playing German polka songs for everyone to dance to. But the one thing I hadn't seen before was they had this humongous glass boot filled with beer that was being passed around from person to person to person. And I was like, the hell is that? It's called Pass the Boot. The word boot will be important later in the evening. So this thing is filled with like 4 or 5 beers, and it's being passed from person to person. And I was like, so this is a free beer for everyone? And they're like, well, it's not free for one person. I was like, tell me more. Well, if you drink it and it's about half full and the person next to you finishes it, you get stuck with the bill. So everyone was kind of taking a small sip and it wasn't going down very quickly. And I'm like, I'm not much of a beer drinker, but I am 2 other things. I'm broke, I'm making 25 grand a year, and I'm very competitive. So I'm as it's going around, I take a small sip and I hand it and I look to the side, and there's a dude the size of a lumberjack next to me. Like he's as big as a rhinoceros. And I'm like, this guy can easily finish this whole thing. So what if I do it first? And I hoist up the beer. It's like 20 pounds. It's got 4 or 5 beers in it. And I start drinking it down. And I just don't want to pay $70 for a goddamn glass boot full of beer. I don't really want to drink the beer. I just don't want to pay $70. And I drink the whole thing down. And then the German polka band off to the side stops the song they're playing. They found out my name and they start going, Radcliffe, Radcliffe, drinks aus, Radcliffe, drinks aus, drinks, which means drink it all up. And now I got to finish the whole thing. So it takes like a minute to get through this thing. And I finished all 4 beers or whatever, and I put it down, and everyone's cheering, and I'm the star of the evening, except to the eyes of my friends Chuck and Jason, who are like, bro, that's the most amateur move we've ever seen. You know, this is what tourists do. I was like, well, don't worry, I'm done. They're like, don't drink any more for the night. I'm like, don't worry, I'm done. An hour later, I do it again. It was not my plan. In case you're like, what kind of idiot has had 5 beers and then decides to drink 4 more? You've never had a German polka band once again start chanting your name when the glass of beer starts going in front of you. I had no intention to start drinking it. It's just I'm passing it. They're like, Radcliffe, drinks aus, Radcliffe. Everyone's pounding the floor. I'm like, well, of course, I'm now required to please the audience and drink the beer. So now I've had 9 beers in maybe an hour and 40 minutes. Chuck comes in from outside. He's like, bro, did I hear you drank a second one? I was like, yeah. He's like, here's what you don't know. That beer is 8.9% alcohol. This isn't Bud Light. And then my buddy Jason goes, you've got a bigger problem. I'm like, what's the bigger problem? He's like, you're at 11,000 feet altitude and you're from sea level. This is going to hit you like a ton of bricks. So I'm like, that's bad. But meanwhile, I'm feeling a strong desire to dance. So I start swing dancing with all the Fräuleins. I'm swirling around. I'm dancing. I'm like, I offer go up to the German polka band. I'm like, can I play you the drums? And I think I'm the life of the party. And I look over, I see the bartender point at me and look at my friends and go, whack, get him out of here. So my buddies hoist me out of the bar. They put me there, bro. I was like, I'm the life of the party, man. They're like, no, everyone's pretty irritated with you. It's time to go home. So they drive me home on this windy, snowy road. I'm like, can you guys just stop driving so fast? They're like, Mark, we're going 13 miles an hour. You're hammered. We get to the house and they're like, you can't come inside till you puke. I'm like, well, I'm gonna work this off. And I start walking around, I'm gonna burn it off, and I'm not gonna vomit. And about 30 minutes later, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna vomit. the saliva starts coming up, you get that feeling, and I just brace for impact. And I'm imagining what I look like. If you've seen a New York City fire hydrant in the middle of summer with all the nozzles released and the water spouting everywhere, it's like there's puke coming out of my mouth, my ears, definitely my nose, I think my eyes, maybe the top of my head. I'm just a vomit volcano. And so finally, though, I finished, and I'm like running out of breath, and I look out on the moonlit snow, and I was an arts major in college. I'm like, it's kind of beautiful. It looks like a Jackson Pollock painting. And then, so I go up to the house, I knock on the door's locked. I'm like, guys, don't worry, I puked. It's all, but you should come see it. It looks really awesome. And Chuck slams the door in my face. Luckily, my other buddy, Jason, lets me. He's like, I saw you puke. Looks like you got it all out. So he gives me a bucket for the night. I don't need it. And the next day is the most amazing Thanksgiving dinner ever. It's the most, all the fixings and everything, and I can't eat a single bite of it for fear of repeating last night's activities. And then the bar calls, and Jason goes, yeah, they want to know your last name. I was like, are they pressing charges? And he's like, no, they've never seen anyone do something that stupid, and they want to name it after you. So if you ever go to Telluride, Colorado, to Line Gruber's bar, don't do what's called pulling a Radcliffe.